Good morning. Good morning, fam. Welcome to Mr. Frederick the Good Word. Give me a second, guys. I gotta find today's uh, Bible verse. Okay. Give me one second. Hang in there. Let's see here. What do we have? Okay, guys. This is Psalms 37:16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. Woo! I love that, guys. That's beautiful. I never heard this one before. It says, Psalms 37:16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. Woo! Psalms 37:16, guys. Man, that's deep. But that's very true. That's very true. And it's kind of tied into what I'm going to talk about today, guys. And that's your peace. How to find your peace. How do you find peace? How do we cultivate peace? You know, I saw something online. A lot of you guys might have saw it, uh, and it said that a woman should be a man's peace. Okay, a woman should be a man's peace is what I saw. And initially, I'm human, so you know it's some things you see quickly and briefly. Give me some likes, guys, as you come in too. Make sure you give me some likes as you come in. So initially, I looked at it and I said, yeah, that's true. A woman should be a man's peace. A woman should be a man's peace. You know, she shouldn't be his problem for sure. But then as I thought about it, and I'm an original creative thinker. I'm an original mind. We all get ideas from different areas, different places. None of us are completely original. We all are part of. We're connected, so we're all a part of the whole. Okay, but when I really thought about it and reflected upon it, I realized no, a woman should not be a man's peace. No, she should not be my peace. That's giving her way too much power. And if you flipped it the other way around, not to pick on ladies, I shouldn't be her peace. Okay? That's a lot of responsibility to say, I'm someone's peace. I'm your peace. So if you don't have me, you don't have peace. That's something of God. That's something that God controls. God controls your peace, okay? God puts peace in you. May peace be with you. But to tell yourself that a woman or a man, an individual, not you, not God, and another individual is in control of your peace? Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know if society is just going to ruins. I don't know if this ideology has been around for decades. I haven't heard this until I saw it online. But when I saw it, I had to reflect. I had to say, why would someone put forth this as as a ideology? Why would someone push this? That another person? Come on, guys, give me some likes. Got 12 people in here, not one like. Give me some likes. I'm talking some good stuff here. This stuff is going to last around for ages, longer than a lot of stuff, okay? Because a good word of wisdom can take you a very long way. There we go. Let's get some more in there. I'm going to read some of what you guys say before I go into it. The Indian government has decided that if a married woman has a kid with another man outside the marriage, then the husband has to raise the kid that isn't even his. Wow, that's some news to me, breadcrumbs. But I mean, if you think about it, they do that here too. Because if you don't have the birth certificate or if your name's on a birth certificate, you're responsible. So that can happen here too. But let me just say back to what I was talking about, guys. You cannot let another person be your peace. You cannot give another person that much power. You cannot, because anything can happen to that person, first of all. And second of all, that person wasn't with you when you came into this world. That person is not going to be stepping with you as you move through this world. They're not going to work with you. They're not going to have to, they cannot possibly absorb all of your experiences the way you will. You know, if something happens to them, it's going to hit them harder than you or anyone else. So how can they be your peace? Because they're not disrupted, but you're disrupted. Okay, so they're supposed to come along and heal your wounds. They're supposed to come along and give you an interpretation of how you should feel about something that directly happened. That doesn't even make sense. And I think that's the problem with society today. We look for too much validation. We give others too much power. We give too many external forces power over who we are and how we live. You see, and this is why you see a lot of crimes being committed when relationships break up. When a woman decides, she wants to leave her man, or a man decides he wants to leave her. This is why. Because they feel as though when that person leaves, it's like a death of them. It's like, that's the end of me. You left me, so now my life is over. You took my peace with you when you departed. When you left me, my peace, my purpose for living was gone. That is crazy to give that to another individual. That is crazy to give that to another person, to give them that power over you, because you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know if that person losing their ever mind. They could lose their mind. Anything can happen. They could change their mind. They're human. They don't have to, stay in that contract that they signed with you forever. Maybe they understood some things about themselves. How many people are the same after 20 years? Okay, it's just like Muhammad Ali said. He said, if a man is the same at 50 as he is at 20, if he thinks the same and has learning, he wasted 30 years. It's true. As you grow and get older, you develop more. You get different concepts. Your experiences are interpreted differently. You go from the programming, the conditioning that your family of origin had for you to your own identity. Okay, that's the natural process of progression of life. You're not going to stay the same every year. You're not going to stay the same person. And if you find someone who stays the same and never changes, whoa. I can guarantee you this. If they never change and they stay the exact same way, that's a miserable person. It's a miserable person because life is not set up for us to stay the same. That means that they are not taking chances. They're holding on to something that's not even real, like someone that's giving them their peace. That's a codependent. That's not a whole person. If you give that much power to someone to where, oh, my husband, oh, my wife, oh, she's everything. If something happened to her, I'm jump off the roof. Then you ain't got much going on. Because what about those kids? What about the other people that love you in your life? What about everyone else that are here to get your wisdom? And come on, it's just like what I was talking about yesterday. Come on, guys, give me some more likes from India. I love my Indians. They always comment. Hey, I love India too, guys. You guys are always commenting. You guys are very active. I love that. So much love to India, guys. Much love to India. But yeah, I mean, you want to have your peace, cultivate peace within yourself, cultivate love within yourself. Don't look for it on the outside, because also you could be taken advantage of too. Not everyone has good intentions. And if they see that you are that underdeveloped, some people that'll be their goal. They'll say, hey, you need me, so I'm going to take advantage of this. Another thing you need to have, and also that's coming from a state of lack. You want to come from a state of abundance. You want to look at what you have, not what you don't have. You want to look at life in the sense of, I have the ability to do this. I have the ability to do that. I can do this. I can generate wealth. I can generate love. I can generate whatever I conceptualize in my mind. I'm only as limited as I make myself. If I tell myself I can't do it, surely I can't. We say, Rodman, true love requires nothing in return. Absolutely. Absolutely. However, you choose to love. Now, what defines you, though, you can love, but if you see that person or that individual does not love you back, now you can continue to love. Not saying they have to love you back, but that is a definition of how you look at yourself. Now, if you choose to just love and you're not getting, that person doesn't love you at all, and you never get anything back, and you choose to stay in that says a lot about how you feel about yourself, because you're not going to allow yourself to. A person that loves himself is not just going to give love out and get nothing back and say, hey, I don't need anything back. No, that's not going to. You can love something from a distance, but you have to understand that it's not that it has to give you back, but it's the expectations that is hurting you. What do you expect? Okay, you shouldn't expect anything. However, when you are in a mindset of I just give love out, and I don't, and if it doesn't come back to me, that's fine. If you're already in the mindset of that, that's fine. But a healthy mind, it doesn't add up with a healthy person. That because think about it like this: energy is everything. Think about it like a balloon. Whatever you blow up, that is what's going to become important in your life. I heard that somewhere. I think of Chris Josh, great life coach, I think he is. But he said, whatever you blow up, whatever balloon you choose to blow into, think about that. That's you're giving your energy, your time, your effort into that. So when you blow that balloon up, it becomes bigger and bigger, and that means you don't have room for something else. So you're giving all your love to this individual that gives you nothing back. So you done blown it up so big, it's no room for nothing else. Now you have nothing coming back to you. Come on, man. Who's going to do that? Unless they are literally something is going not going to right. Some wires are getting crossed. They're not connecting. No one moves that way because you literally are the walking dead at that point. You have to have a mentality of I do love, I don't have to have it back, but I understand going into this that the relationships that I want to cultivate the most are going to give me something back because I cannot just be this ever flowing vessel of love and nothing coming back into me. It don't work that way. So that's how you got to do it. Jesus gives love and nothing comes back ever. Jesus, we're not Jesus. We're not God. We're people. So if I keep giving to someone who says, I don't care what you do. I don't care. I don't, they don't invite me to nothing. They don't call me. They don't check on me. There's no way I can be a mentally healthy individual and continue to do that. The only way that you can do that if you're insane, you're out of your mind. So what's going to happen is you're going to be depleted and you're going to be angry at the person. So now they're going to exert anger because you are depleted, because you've given so much and got none back. So what you want to do early on is identify how much you give. That's why you just don't give freely. Identify how much you give to an individual. And you got to be careful the dogs that you feed, because you might just be feeding the dog to get strong enough to bite you. Remember what I'm saying? You got to be careful the dogs that you feed, them hungry dogs out there, because you might just be giving them enough food to get up and bite you. You got to make sure that when you exert this, whatever you're putting out for someone, that's not the case. Because you have some people that will know that you're loving. And this is a conniving, this is not a good person. I'm not talking about decent people. This is not a God-fearing person. But you have snakes in this world. You have some very depleted, evil people that they look for victims. They look for loving hearts. Because think about it. If someone's not loving, they can't play that game on them. They know there's nothing coming. So those people are protected just by their nature. But they prey on good-natured people. Oh, I'm your child. Oh, I'm your this. I'm your friend. I'm your cousin. They prey on people that are good-hearted. And then they're wolves. And all you're doing is feeding that wolf. And when they get the opportunity, they're going to bite your arm, bite your hand off. So when you recognize this person's a wolf, hell no, you don't get nothing from me. If you better get away from me, you better get away from me before you step in that trap and get that little wolf paw torn off from you. And you have to be that way about yourself, because that's self-love. That's self-love. See, I'm a man of God, yes. I love the Lord. I'm not a sucker. I'm not a chump. I'm not a coward. I'm not a pushover. I'm not a doormat. And that always confused people about me. They're like, oh, he's so kind. He's so loving. He smiles. He's laughing. He gives joy. He likes to have fun. Hey, Xander, how you doing, buddy? And, and they see that in me, which is my dominant personality, but I am a human. So a lot of times the kindest people in the world, when you do step on them, they could be the most vicious people. And the reason being, they've already been kind to you. So they already know what they get from being kind. So I would be insane to continue to give the same thing, expecting a different result. I'm not going to keep giving kindness to someone who obviously take it for granted, don't appreciate it. No, you're going to get the wolf now. And that's saying you're not changing me. What you're doing is you're letting me know I have to adjust. You're letting me know I got to adjust to this person. This person took my kindness for granted. It's just like the U.S. government. It's just like the U.S. government. Okay, they'll give opportunities and different programs and different things, but try to do something slick. Try to get over. Try to steal. Try to do anything like that. The government gives out money, they programs, they assist the poor. Try to do something to get over on that. Look at the loans we got for COVID. All the people got loans. Okay, what were they called? I forgot the name of them. But all of those loans they gave out, helping businesses. Hey, some businesses was upright. Hey, we had 5 employees. I couldn't pay them. They took the checks, the PPP, that was what they called, PPP loans. Okay, now, check this out. When people took advantage of those loans, what happened? Kakink. Okay, we need you to come down to the pre. That's how it works. Those are the principles of the universe. You can anything you do not take anything you do not appreciate, anything you take advantage of, anything that you do not feed into, you're eventually going to see that the result is not going to be good for you. That's just how it works. Okay, so always remember that, family, that in order to be a healthy individual, you have to measure what you're doing. You have to, because you don't want to be in that state of, oh my God, I did all this for this person. I didn't sign for a loan for this person. I didn't, I helped this person buy a house. I put this person through school. I supported this person here. I did this, I did that. And now this person has set me up. Think of how many people have been in that position in their lives. They've done all this for the same individual that set them up to get destroyed. Okay? You don't want to be that. I would never lead people into those situations because this channel is all about exploring. It's all about development, okay? And it's all about productivity, okay? It's all about learning and developing and becoming better. That's what we're about. So you say, did Jesus expect love? We're not Jesus. This is my point. We're not Jesus. You have to understand we are trying to be Christ-like. But the way, can you turn water into wine? We're turning. Let me see you walk on water. Show me that you're Jesus. You're not Jesus. You're a human. Okay, and this is the difference between people trying to become something that they're not. Because what happens is when you don't understand your humanity, that's when it's going to smack you in the face. Wait a minute, I'm not Jesus. I'm human. Why am I jealous? You're jealous because you're not Jesus. Okay, why am I angry? You're angry because you're not Jesus. And you have to understand the difference. There's limitations. Okay, and if you don't have people that are pouring that same Holy Spirit back into you, okay, in some capacity. Now, and I'm not generalizing saying in every instance, but I'm saying that instances where you are pouring out all of your love, you get depleted at some point. Now you're in the risk of a mental breakdown. Okay, so that's what makes you not Jesus. So when you think you're Jesus or try to be Jesus, or go under when you try to walk like him completely and do everything he did, when you try to do that, that's when you're going to get very close to being pretty much not here, because you are now trying to be in a realm that you're not in yet. You're still a man. You sin, right? You sin because you're a man. Jesus don't sin. So that tells you right there you're not Jesus. Okay, so you got to understand that your limitations. If you don't, you will perish. If you don't understand, that's what, again, back to what I'm saying, is people trying to get peace from other people, people trying to get love from other people, people trying to put people on this pedestal. And then when they don't get it, because they're not Jesus, because they're not God, now they're mad and they want to hurt that person. That's my point, is being realistic. Okay, being realistic. You got to be realistic with yourself. And when you're not, the further you get away from in reality, okay, walk out there and walk in front of traffic and say, hey, Jesus wouldn't get hit by a car. Am I going to get hit? Go ahead. Go play Jesus outside right now and see how long you stay in that traffic. It won't be long before someone is calling the coroner. And that's just the way it works. You have to know your limitations. You have, God gives us kindness. God gives us joy. Those are gifts. You don't cast your pearls among swine. I know my Bible very well. He says, do not cast your pearls among swine. So what you got to understand is that if someone cannot interpret what you're giving them correctly, that is the definition of being Christ-like, in the sense of leaving them alone. Because he wouldn't have told us that. He told us that for a reason, for our protection. The Lord wants to protect you. He wants you to do well. He wants you to move on. So understand that when you listen to my teachings, don't expect everything to be Bible step by step. This is what. No, I don't live like that. Listen, I try to do the best I can, but I'm a human. And I also study psychology. And I also know that it's a lot of things that are up into interpretation. So it's people that have taken, hey, you could just look at slavery. It's people that took that and said, hey, Ham is the descent, is the cursed tribe, and they need to be enslaved. So don't people that come with that every step by step you need to do. No, I don't use the Bible to try to control people or to try to push forth a narrative and try so I can manipulate. Those are people that have another interest. That's not me. I'm in my I do this because the Lord told me to be a coach and the Lord told me to help people. I'm doing the Lord's work. So my whole thing is not to try to control people. I give people, okay, insight from my wisdom, from my life, as well as teachings of the good book. But you need both. You can't go one, you can't have one without the other because they need each other. You get the good book, but understand people can interpret it any kind of way they want to control you. And think of how many child molesters, think of how many fornicators, how many adulterers were pastors, were preachers, were priests. And guess what they use? The same good book that they got people in church praying with is the same book they use to assault people. Okay, assault. So understand that everyone is going to be different the way they interpret. So you can interpret to me like you're a preacher. Okay, you interpret it the way you interpret it. And understand that. Don't let someone try to play those games with you because what they're trying to do is control you. And that's why I'm, the way I'm independent the way I am now because I realize that what you have to understand is people will try to use the book to control you and your narrative and how you think and how you walk in this world. When they find that they can't control you, they'll go back to the book. Hey, it says this instead of letting be. Okay, I don't agree with this person. You're never going to get me to agree that Ham is a cursed people and that's black people and they need to be enslaved. You're never going to convince me of that. I don't care how many Bibles you show me. I don't care how many false interpretations you show me. You're never going to convince me of that. So don't try to convince me of anything because I know how it's been used to destroy my people. I know how it's been manipulated to try to control and destroy. So I know the spirit of the Lord too. And I know that he would not interpret it that way. I know that that is someone who is trying to control, trying to manipulate, trying to devalue something, okay, that was here before them. Think about that. You're trying to devalue and teach your teacher. You're trying to teach people being here longer than you. That makes no sense. You could take the Bible, the book of the dead. You could take that, interpret it, and flip it, and put allegories and stories, and do all you want to try to make yourself older than these people, make yourself over these people. You can do whatever you want, but the facts remain. Okay, the facts remain that all you're doing is trying to control, and it doesn't work because the truth comes out. The truth, the caustic Bible, all of that comes out. So it's a funny thing. It's a very technology that individuals use to manipulate certain people and control them. As that technology advances, they dig up and they find, wow, these people was doing this. These people had these stories. These people did this. And then what happens? Now you change interpretation here. It's just like when they went to Africa and years ago and they found a man had been there millions of years, thousands of years. Okay. Oh, well, no, these weren't black people. These were these kind of people. It's constantly changing the narrative, constantly moving the goalposts. Okay. Oh, well, we'll create an IQ test. Oh, well, the ladies in Kenya blew the IQ test out. Oh, we need to change it now. Now we'll change the IQ test. We're not going to change. We're not going to keep the IQ test because now they go to Kenya and find that these women, these Kenyan ladies, blew the IQ test out of the water. So now we need to change it. Why are we changing it now? You're changing it because now they have proven and debunked your theory. Okay? They to debunk your theory. Oh, it goes way before the Old Testament, my friend. Way before. Do your research. It's way before the Old Testament. We have Bibles. We had These things, Mayat, those people weren't people that you think they were. These things go, it's just like they try to say the pyramids came from Serbia. They were making pyramids in Kush thousands of years ago. So listen, your interpretation of what you wanted to make you feel good is not mine. Okay, that's what you want to feel. That's what you want to believe to make yourself feel good. And I don't use that. I use facts. And I use what I know. Common sense, if these people been here way longer than these people, they had these concepts way longer than these people had them. And it's not saying one people are better than the other, but I'm saying the truth. So when you try to use things to manipulate me, it doesn't work. Okay, I love all people, but I stay with the facts. And the facts remain that when people conquer individuals, they take whatever knowledge they have and they rework it and interpret it in their way for their people. They're not going to keep it true. They're going to interpret it, rework it for the people that they are. I stole this from you. I'm going to give you credit? No. Think of how many black inventors have invented the lawnmower, the light bulb, the this, the that. They don't get credit for it. Why? Because that would debunk every fact that's true. So what you got to understand, Mr. Rogman, you're jealous. You don't want to know the truth. You don't like hearing it from someone that looks like me. But the reality is it still remains true. So it's not about someone betraying me or hurt me. This is actually truth. That's what hurts you. You're projecting. You're projecting the truth that hurts you because you can't hear it from someone that looks like me. Because you want to feel superior. You want to believe in something that's not true. So the reality is that you're listening to me because subconsciously you know I'm telling the truth. It still hurts you. And it still makes you want to believe I'm hurt. That's your hurt. But understand, I'm not mad at you. You're like a child. I'm teaching you. You understand? You got to grow. I'm teaching you how to read. I'm teaching you how to ride a tricycle. I'm teaching you. You're a child. Because I can see that you have to hold on to false narratives. So understand this. You can't put me in a box. You can't say, oh, stick to this, stick to this, stick to that, interpret it this way. Are you reading from this? How are you looking at that? No, I have a mind. Just like an individual can come up and find a sculpture and say that these people didn't make it, but these people a million miles away made it, I can do it too. So that works both ways. So when you have a mind, all of the scholars or whatever, they had a mind too. I have a mind of my own. I'm an independent thinker. So what you got to understand is we got a million books in the world. It's up to your choice how you interpret it. And just like they wrote that book, I can write a book too. Understand, I have the ability to write books just like someone else. I have the ability to think just like someone else. I have the ability to be a critical thinker, just like another person. I can develop concepts. I can invent. I can do it all. So despite what you believe or what makes you feel good, your narrative that makes you look at yourself and believe you're God, and you get to interpret how the Bible's interpreted and who wrote it and how we follow it, despite your beliefs, you still can't stop this. And that's really your anger. Your anger is that you still can't stop this. You're mad because you can't control my mind. And you'll never be able to do that. You'll never be able to do that as long as you project your insecurities. Black people ain't start racism. No, they didn't go put your people in slavery. So how can you sit up and try to interpret what we are and how we think? Okay, so for me, I look at it as a joke when individuals like this come on. I don't kick them off. I like to hear their crazy dialogue because you can beat somebody down, lie to them, steal from them, assault them, and do all these atrocities for years and years and years and sit back and say, hey, you hating on me. That's ridiculous. We hating on you? Are you crazy? How somebody hating on you? You come to their land, steal from them. You assault them. You steal all their concepts. Use barbarism, and every other dysfunctional, appalling type of assault that you want to against these people, and then say that they're hating on you. They're jealous of you. They didn't come to you. They didn't want anything from you. They had everything they wanted. Okay, you had to come to them. Okay, so you need to really humble yourself because I will do it for you. I will humble you. So again, back to my original title is No One Gives You Peace. You have idiots like this that want you to believe who's this and who is in control because they want to control you. But then when they meet someone who has a brain and an actual mind that's smarter than them, they can't take it. Because the reason they like for us to interpret everything the way they want to interpret is because that's a form of control. If I can teach this person that this is the word and this is how they need to teach it, this is how they need to walk, this is how they need to think, I'm in control of them. But guess what? You ain't in control of me. You're never going to convince me that in 100-degree weather that you had a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man walking around. Not that it even matters to me because Jesus is spirit at the end of the day. But you're never going to convince me that in 100-degree weather with the sun beaming, out of this world, that this man's going to be blonde-haired, blue-eyed, pale-skinned. No way in the world. Okay, it didn't happen. It's not real. It's not facts. There's no way I can walk outside 2 seconds. You can walk outside 2 seconds and be 3-4 shades darker. So how in the world is that person going to exist in the desert? It's not going to happen. So all of your falsehoods, all of your whatever that you want to take and steal and make it your way and but interpret it how you want to interpret it, I don't believe that. I ultimately go with what I believe. Okay, and I haven't been wrong. Okay, until I've been proven wrong on some things. I'm not saying on everything I haven't been wrong, but when it comes to common sense, if it's 100 degrees outside, you cannot be walking around, looking like Dolph Lundgren. That's not happening. So it's a spirit. Like I said, I'm not worried if Jesus was white, black, Chinese, whatever. I don't really care about that. But I'm saying how things have been interpreted to make people that look like me, put them under control and try to destroy them. Okay, so yes, we forgive races, but no, we don't tolerate it. You can forgive, you don't forget, and you don't tolerate. It's a difference. Because the things that you sit back idly and let slide by, guess what happens? It simmers and it becomes bigger. This is the same way that Hitler came to power. It was the Germans that sat back and didn't say anything. It wasn't the ones that were actively helping him. It was the ones that sit back and didn't do anything. They sat back and they said, you know what? It's not our problem. It's not our problem. And they kept sitting back. It's not our problem. Hey, we don't like those people anyway. I don't really want to see them, taken out, but it's not our problem. And that's how evil, that's how devaluation of individuals happen. It's the good people or the people that are apathetic that sit back and let things happen. So you got to have people that stand up, and you have to have people that speak the truth. And you have to have people that aren't afraid of that. People that say, no, trying to say these people are better than us and this is how you need to do this and we made this and I'm not saying anyone's better than anyone. But what I am saying is that the Bible and religion has been used to persecute people that look like me and people of color over the years. It has been used by people who want to interpret it in ways to make you inferior, to make you lesser, or to make you follow a doctrine that these people don't even follow. Make it make sense. People don't even follow the very thing that they saying that they wrote. So you're not going to convince an intelligent mind of something that is not true. You can only use that on individuals that are idiots and sheep, and I ain't neither one of them. And I'm definitely not a baby. So when you're talking to someone with intelligence, like the late, great Dr. John Henry Clark said, I don't debate. I don't debate with individuals that are my equals. I teach. So I just gave you a lesson that don't come up against someone like me who has an independent brain, who knows what he knows, okay? Spiritually, physically, and mentally, okay? Every kind of way. Every kind of way. You can't come up against me because you're never going to convince me that I can be controlled by any sort of doctrine that you're attaching yourself to get me to interpret it your way. I'm never going to do it. We have pastors in church right now who are saying, give me $40,000. Give me $40,000. Close them doors. What the guy say, close them. He's a black guy. So it's not about color all the time. It's about the intent of the individual. He's telling these people, close these doors and give me this money. Close these doors and get in your wallet. If you have iPhone, if you have whatever, think of that. He's doing that because he's using the interpretation of the word. Okay, he's using the interpretation of the word to exploit people. Okay. And you cannot use, this is why I say we have to be very careful with individuals like this who try to enforce their interpretation of the word on us. Because over the years, it has been used to destroy us. And a lot of people, we perish for lack of knowledge. So there's nothing wrong with believing in the Lord, believing in Jesus, but keeping in real perspective. When you run up against these individuals that are racist and don't want to hear the word from someone that looks like me, and that's all it's about, because they want to make sure that I walk a certain walk or I talk a certain talk, okay, because I look a certain way. So when you look a certain way, they can't have that type of person interpreting things a certain way. They got to have control. Are you reading it this way? Did you read this verse? Did you see? No, I didn't. Okay. Did you? No, I didn't. And this is the thing. I have a mind just like you have a mind. I have a mind just like you have a mind. How it comes out from you is different than how it comes out from me. We're not the same. We're not the same. It's not a cookie cutter. This is not a cookie cutter thing. Because again, I know how this book has been interpreted to assault, to devalue, and abuse people historically. I'm not doing that. I'm not pushing something down somebody's throat and saying, this is what you got to believe, and this is how you have to say it. And no, I'm not doing that because I know in my heart it's not right. I know in my spirit, I know in my mind, it makes no sense to do it. If you're really confident in your concepts, test them. Don't science believe in tests? Test your concepts. So your concept is debunked. Giving free love to everyone and not getting anything back and just walking around willy-nilly, that doesn't work in the real world. Okay, that does not work. That's my point, is that your concept doesn't work. Mine does. You are what you allow. So if I tell someone, hey, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to feed you, I'm going to house you, I'm going to do, you know what I mean? People who have adopted, who have taken in people that were less fortunate, and those same people have destroyed them and taken them out of this world. You know how many times that has happened in history? Okay, it happens every day. So what you have to understand is that your concepts is the way you want to believe it, because you want to take advantage of people. You want to be able to use and abuse. And so you have to give this concept, this narrative of just give love and don't question nothing. Just walk around, and you want to create fools. You want fools because those fools, and I guarantee you probably get money from people. You probably want a pastor or something. In some kind of way, you get money and you exploit people through the good book. And that's why that's why you are still talking about this narrative. So I obviously, see, you keep giving dialogue. Obviously, I struck a nerve because I read you. See, I got gifts like that too. God gave me. I read you immediately. I knew you were someone who exploits individuals through the good book, and that's why you were trying to control my narrative. That was because I touched a nerve. Now you started to project. So you started to project and use guilt. You can't use guilt, shame, blame, all of those emotions on me, because I already know someone is coming from that angle is a manipulator. That's all a manipulator does. They can't just take in information, someone that doesn't agree with them, and accept it and stand on what they believe in and just present valid points. They can't do that. They have to try to control you through guilt. Anyone, and this is for my people out there. Come on, guys, give me some more light. Anyone who tries that you encounter, who tries to control you through guilt, shame, blame, all of those things, understand, red flag. Red flag, because I don't push control. I give options for people. All I do is illustrate different options for people to take in life that I have learned, that I have walked through. So I don't listen to these corner store Bible thumpers who are preaching control because they want to get a nickel out of your wallet. And that's the only reason they do it. They get upset when they meet someone who knows the Bible, but also has a brain, also has lived life, and also has wisdom that's God given. That infuriates them because they can't control it. See, if they can control the narrative that you need to do this and why you need to do that, and then they try, this is the old look, and they always say you're angry too. You can smile the whole time, but you're angry to them. It's not that you're angry, your skin is angry to them. Your color is angry. No, my color ain't angry, baby. I didn't come over and do nothing to your people. So I'm not the angry one. You're projecting. So what they get upset with is just who you are. So now you're angry because you don't agree with them. It's just like they try to say the angry black man, the angry black woman. We're angry all the time. Okay, you hit me over, you hit my people over the head with stones and fire hoses and stealing and robbing and raping for years, but we're angry. And if we were angry, who the heck wouldn't be? So you can't win either way of that argument. Oh, hold on. How dare you? You're angry. You're angry. I stole your car and I beat you up no, it's not anger, because true anger would be retaliation. That would be anger. I'm laughing at you. You're a joke to me. You're the angry one. You can't accept truth. That's true anger. You can't accept truth. So until I give the narrative that you want to give to in a roundabout way so you can take advantage of me and manipulate me, until I do that, you're going to have a problem. Okay? You're going to have a problem. We say, what makes you sure that it will work for them? I don't know what you mean by that. Why the anger? Okay, no. Hey, so I'm angry, but see, this is the games they play with the words. They can be passionate. Oh, if someone looks like them, is very demonstrative, is very passionate. Oh, he's so passionate. Oh, he's so invigorated with the spirit. But see, when it comes from someone that doesn't look like them, or that it doesn't match right, they have to feel comfortable. So, oh, he's angry. Oh, he just attacked me. Stop it. Those little games, semantics don't work with me. That works with someone of inferior intelligence. I can read through all your projections and all your mental manipulation. All this dialogue the whole time I've been talking to this guy has been manipulation. First, I went from his first question was, are you reading from the Bible? Okay, that didn't work. I debunked that. Then it went from who angered you, who made you mad, or see, all of these defensive things. And it's because at the end of the day, they can't accept that you have a brain, the very brain that they try to say we didn't have. So you understand it only works on people that you can control, and you can't control me. You can't control me. I don't care what you try to bait me into. Oh, I'm a victim. Oh, I'm this. No, I'm not saying I'm a victim. Would a victim talk like this? No, a victim wouldn't stand up to you and debunk all of your false beliefs. A victim is someone who doesn't even want the confrontation. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm game all day for it. And the reason why I'm game is because when I believe in something, I know it's right. And understand, you keep listening to me, I'm going to keep teaching you. And maybe when you let your ego go, maybe when you let your pride and your dismay that you couldn't control my narrative or my voice, because I know that's what it's really about. That's what censorship is about. You got all of these right-wing people that could get on and say whatever they want, call people of color any name they want, and then debunk their intelligence, their efforts, their resilience. You can do all of this kind of stuff to these people for centuries, okay? And when you get one of them that get on there and speak the truth, when you just get one that get on there and speak the truth, guess what happens? Now, oh, you're angry. Oh, you are not following the word. Oh, now you get all this nonsense. You get insults. You get all of this crazy. But they don't understand that just by the fact of all of their insults and all that, that shows that they got their panties in a bunch. That shows their lack of real manhood. You see, that's the thing. When you're a real man, when you're a real confident individual, you don't need to insult with little stupid, insults and name calling. And you don't need to do that because you are a man. You know what you are. You're confident. You don't need to project. You don't need to do that. So what you got to understand is no one hurt me. No one interpreted me. You just can't control me. You can't control me. And the thing is what you got to understand is you don't need to control everyone. You want people to honestly go along and agree with you that they really want to agree with you. If they don't agree with you, and accept it. Go home, put your tail between your legs and put your panties on and go home. Don't agree with you. They're smarter than you. They're more honest than you because see, unless you let go of your ego, but you got to understand, unless you let go of your ego, you're always going to be inferior. Your ego is what puts you back because you cannot stand hand in hand with someone that doesn't look like you. You can't stand, you can't even look at them. You can't walk past them. You're intimidated just by walking past them. That blows your mind. Oh, what did he do to you? Nothing. It's just his presence. His presence threatens you because you feel like you might get your butt kicked. You feel like you might take your woman. Let's be honest here. You're the angry one. No one's done anything to you. You want to do things to people that don't look like you because you're angry. And you get mad when they can call you out and they understand your inferiority complex. That upsets you. Ooh, that really upsets you. You see, real strength is not being someone who is scared of confrontation or who can't hear a different opinion. Real strength is someone who can be who they are consistently, believe it, show the way, know the way, and go the way. That's real leadership. It's not being scared of another opinion. You can have a different opinion than me, and I'm fine with it. I'm not upset with that. You know, you can have an opinion of whatever. Believe what you want. I don't care. You're watching me at the end of the day. I'm not watching you because you're probably an idiot. Look, you sound like an idiot and very insecure. So I wouldn't watch someone who's insecure because I know an insecure person is not going to give me the truth. Only a strong, confident person can give you the truth. An insecure person is going to give you everything but the truth because they're protecting their identity. It's so fragile. And that's why they can't be true. So I never would listen to an insecure person. I can listen to someone with different opinions than me. I can sit there and be like, okay, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. Some things I reject. Some things I'm like, nah, that don't make sense. That's what critical thinking is. You just don't accept something because it's thrown at you. Oh, okay, you're purple. Oh, okay, yeah, you have a flying car outside. No, I don't just listen to anything you say because you say I said so. No, who are you? Well, I'm going to just listen to your interpretations. No, I have a brain just like you. I don't agree with you. I recognize insecure individuals who are controlling and manipulative. I know where it goes. It's going to go to a place where either you're going to say, either you do as I say or I destroy you. That's where it goes because that's the whole premise of who you are. You're not someone who's coming from an honest point. You're coming from an insecure place where you have to control everything that you encounter. And if you can't control it, you destroy it. If you can't control it, you have to destroy it. If it doesn't become you, you have to destroy it. Now, who has a track record of that? It ain't people that look like me. So understand, that's the true insecurity. Someone who can stand next to someone that doesn't look like them. They don't need to control them. They don't need to control their narrative, their brains. They can allow them to be a person, a human. They can respect them and they can disagree. They can agree to disagree. That's confidence. When you're not confident, you don't have the capacity to do that. You either got to believe what I believe or I got to destroy you. Why? Why is the truth or someone else's truth so dangerous to you? You know why it's dangerous. It's dangerous because you can't control them. It's all about control. You see, Mr. Frogman, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Some people got the real Holy Spirit, not no phony, baloney, control, manipulation, fake pastor, Jim Jones spirit. No, I don't have that. Real spirit, okay? No, you need to find peace because you're watching me. I'm not watching you. This is the concept you're not realizing. I would have got off a long time ago. Okay, if I was sitting up and I realized this person was so wrong. Would you want to listen to somebody who's so wrong? The reason you're listening, to be honest, is because I'm teaching you. Again, like Dr. John Henry Clark said, okay, I don't debate people that aren't my equals. I teach. Class is out. Have a nice day. You're not going to get any more of these jewels. I'm not casting my pearls amongst these swines. Because you got to understand, people, at the end of the day, people believe what they want to believe. Like I said on one of my lives earlier this week, people, you waste your breath talking at certain individuals. But I did entertain this. It was fun for me, actually. It's fun sometimes, so I don't take offense to it. But people believe what they want to believe. If someone wants to believe they're better than you, you're not changing that. You're wasting your breath trying to change it because it makes them comfortable to say I'm better than you. And then, they can have every proof in the world in their face that they're not better than you. But still, they're so insecure, standing next to you because really, they really feel like they're not better than you. They feel you're better than them. And that's the problem. So what they have to do is create something, whether it's a doctrine, whether it's a test, whether it's I'll just, dominate you militarily, I'll make you submit to me, or I'll just destroy you. They have to do something, and then they're going to mask it like, oh, we don't see color. We don't see no. When the whole time, if you didn't look like this, they wouldn't even talk to you the way they are. They're only talking to you in that way because they don't want to take the truth coming from you. But somewhere deep inside, their subconscious, they do want to believe the truth. Somewhere deep inside, they say, you know what? He's right. Come, follow me. Come, listen to me. I will lead you to the right way. I will lead you to real freedom. No, I will lead you. I know you want the truth. And what you got to do is release the color thing. The only reason you didn't want to listen to my concept because of where I look. And I don't hate you. I'm not upset at you, but I recognize you. And I recognize that your confidence is low. So you have to have control. And real confidence is releasing control. Okay? Release the control. Don't worry if people don't agree with you, Frogman. They don't have to agree with you. It's okay. Guess why? Because if you're right, guess what'll happen? You'll live it, you'll teach it, and you'll show it. And it'll be in your conscience, and there'll be no problem. If you're wrong, guess what'll happen? You're just going to be wrong. See, that's why I'm okay with what I believe, because I know I'm not wrong. I know that when someone comes along, see how I read you immediately when you first started commenting? I was like, hey, you need control. You're trying to use manipulation. And I said, it's not good to listen to you. I was right. Because everything you said from then on was manipulation about color, about this, about that. You threw everything in the book at me. And I debunked everything and proved where you were coming from. I'm not upset at you. I believe that the Lord loves, the Lord loves who loves him. And it says that too. If you want to go back to the good book, I love who loves me. I care about who cares about me. So we could do this all day with different verses. You could have verses, turn the other cheek. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Cheek, you could do this all day. We're playing semantics. We can do this all day. And in the end, you say, Ryan Souza, how do I view Jesus? I view Jesus as a spirit. Okay, but even when he was walking as a man, he had a spirit. Okay, this is God's son, just like the Bible says. But what you're not going to do is try to convince me that how you interpret something, I have to interpret. Because that's not how it goes. It doesn't go that way. Your eyes aren't eating better than mine. Your mind is no better than mine. Okay. Your intellect is no better than my intellect. You have no abilities that I don't have. All you have is a perceived power. And that's all based on how you look and how I look. And on that note, guys, I'll leave that alone. And, I don't want to, make all of this. Because originally, remember, we were talking about peace. Okay, Ryan, you got me. It's correct. Because what I was talking about was peace, and we got sidetracked. But peace, in the end, is just what I'm talking about. Peace is about accepting someone else, not trying to control people, not trying to make someone believe what you believe. Peace, you don't need control. Okay, believe what you want. I'm giving you what I know. I'm giving you what I've lived. I've seen how people try to abuse the word and abuse people through the word over the years. I've seen these devilish spirits. Yes, peace is what it's about. You don't get it from another person. It comes from within. And you interpret your peace from within. Where's your peace with the white man? I don't have nothing against white people, Mr. Rodman. I don't. I mean that. I listen, I don't care about all that. No one chose to be what they are. I judge people on what they do with it. I've met very good Caucasian individuals in my life. I've had sleepovers, I had friends, all of that. I grew up around everyone. I've met very bad Caucasian people. I've met very good African Americans or Africans or Black, Negro, whatever you want to call them. I've met very bad ones because that is not a color. You getting what I was trying to show you is not that I'm saying I'm upset with white people. I'm saying that I felt offended that you were questioning, okay, my ability to have an independent thought. And I didn't feel like that is something that you would do to everyone. And why do I feel that way? Because of the way you said it. You didn't ask in a question. You were trying to tell me instead of asking a question. If you asked, I would have told you. I grew up around every kind of people. I've dated all kinds of ladies. I've had all kinds of friends. So it's not about it's not about hating someone for what they are. I do not like what people do with who they are. And that's my gripe. Because if you have power in certain situations, we could solve the whole racism thing overnight. Hold on. But Rodman, check this out. If I had the power, if you said, hey, Mr. Frederick, solve racism, guess what I would do? Overnight, I would solve it. Because why? I have the power to do it. I don't have the power to solve. All racism is a disputation. It's really just all it is just being able to, who controls resources, opportunities. That's it. It's who control resources and opportunities. That's it. That's all. And the distribution of those. That's all. It's nothing else. I control this resource and this opportunity, and I choose to give it to people that look like me. I choose not to. That's all it is. And if I could change that, I would do it overnight because it's not right. I believe in fairness. And anything that's not fair, anything that's not right, yes, I will stand up and say that's not right. I'm not going to sit back idly. And if it was happening to someone that didn't look like me, I would say it was wrong too. It's wrong on every level. So you see, I'm consistent. All I was saying is that I have a right to have an interpretation with my brain that's different than yours. That's all. So no, I don't agree with racism. Now check this out. Now to your argument, Mr. Rodman, check this out. No, it's not race car, but check this out. Listen to this. The people who do have control and the power to change it, why haven't they? If I don't have the control to change the race issue in this world, because it's worldwide, it's not just, why haven't they changed it? So ask yourself, ponder the thought. The people that actually have the power to implement laws and rules, why haven't they changed it? That's the question I ask you. So this, I don't run away from debate. You say Kelvin Jackson, you say because of fear, they haven't changed because of fear. You might be right. A lot of things are based in fear. I agree with that. I agree. Thank you. I have someone on here with sense. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. I agree. It's because of fear. And you know what? Fear is not of God. Because it says, I do not give the spirit of fear. I give the spirit of power, a sound mind, and love. Okay? So fear is not of God. So if someone is keeping and perpetuating something to continue going, come on now. It's not of God. Now you take that to the good book, guys. And on that note, I'll see you back tomorrow, 11:30. Love what you do and do what you love.